So news just officially broke that Davante Adams has requested a trade from the Las Vegas Raiders. It came out from Ian Rappaport in the past 30 minutes, saying this on X. Raiders star wide receiver Davante Adams informed the team that he preferred to be traded per me and Mike Garofalo. There is nothing imminent, but a situation to watch for sure. So ever since Davante Adams left Green Bay back in 2022, he's been on a QB roller coaster. He goes to Las Vegas, one of the biggest reasons being that he wanted to play with his former college teammate, Derek Carr. And of course, at the end of that season for the Raiders, they decide to move off of Carr. And I would imagine at that time, if you're Davante Adams and you just got yourself out of Green Bay, playing with Aaron Rodgers and having all those seasons of being competitive in the playoffs, being a contender consistently, and competing with the best teams in the NFL, to be traded to Las Vegas and then to have your quarterback end up leaving, that had to be a tough spot for Davante to be in. And since Derek Carr left, it's just been a complete quarterback carousel there in Las Vegas, from Jimmy G to Aiden O'Connell. Now, of course, they're on Gardner Minshew. And to see what happened the past 24 to 48 hours with Las Vegas, it is not surprising to see that Davante Adams would prefer to be traded, as Ian Rappaport shared. And just to see what happened there with Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce, with him liking that Instagram post that said Davante, could have played his last snap with the Raiders. That was odd. And then to hear Davante go on to Kay Adams' show, Up and Adams, earlier today and say that he had not heard from Antonio Pierce. People had brought up, okay, maybe Antonio Pierce accidentally liked that Instagram post. And Kay Adams then said, well, I would expect basically for him to have reached out to you to sort of clear the air. And Davante said that hadn't happened. And so it just wasn't a good look, because I think if Davante really wanted to stay with the Raiders, he would have been more, focused on sort of brushing those comments off and sort of, making it sound like it's not a big deal. But the fact that he, hadn't heard from Antonio Pierce sounded like somewhat of a big deal, that, your coach would like something like that and not try to potentially clear the air. And so now Davante wants out of Las Vegas. And the question becomes, who's going to trade for him? What exactly do the Raiders want in return for a Davante Adams trade? I just see here Adam Schefter put out recently, ESPN sources, Raiders have informed other teams that they would consider trading wide receiver Davante Adams for a package that would include a second-round pick and additional compensation. So a second-round pick, additional compensation for a player, Davante, who I still think is an upper echelon receiver. He hasn't had great quarterback play the past couple of years and has still played at a pretty high level. So a second-round pick. I think if you're the Jets, you trade a second-round pick easy for Davante Adams with the situation they have there with Aaron Rodgers. I know the Chiefs are in need of some wide receiver help with, some of their receivers being banged up, with Isaiah Pacheco being banged up. That would be interesting. Don't know if they would do something like that. You have the Ravens, you got the Bills. There's so many possibilities here. I think the most entertaining option, the best option, the place that I would want to see him go is reuniting with Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets. That connection that Rodgers and Davante had, one of the best, if not the best, quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL. Just that chemistry they have, all those years in Green Bay. And I think that the Jets do need another top-tier receiver. So that would be the best option in my mind. I would love to see the Jets do this. I would easily, if I was a Jets, trade a second-round pick, especially for the state you're in as an organization when, you gave up a ton to trade in Aaron Rodgers. He's 40 years old. He's obviously not going to play another 10 years. It could be 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Who knows how long it could be. I think the Jets should go all in and make a move for Davante. I think that Davante would probably want to go play with Aaron Rodgers. Why would he not? If he could pick anyone, why would you not go to the guy where you already know that you're going to have success with Rodgers? Now, Davante could go elsewhere. He could build that chemistry with other quarterbacks, no doubt. But you already know what you can do with Aaron. You already have that chemistry. You know the Jets can be contenders. I think they can still be contenders, even though they had a tough showing this week. There's no doubt Davante Adams would help them, sort of get over that hump. I believe Jets should do it. So we'll keep an eye on this one. If you guys want more NFL content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.